Live from WTVO 17 and your home team. Eyewitness News at 6 starts now.
High school basketball players will have a season. Scott Leber tells us when teams are scheduled to tip off.
The attorney for a Rockford man shot by police speaks out. That lawyer claims investigators haven't talked with important witnesses who saw the officer-involved shooting.
And a local tourism organization's recognized by its peers. The Rockford Area Convention and Visitors Bureau explains how it wants to build on its success. Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Eric Wilson.
Illinois high school basketball teams were on pins and needles this afternoon, wondering whether they would still have a season to look forward to.
They were afraid about the worst after Governor Pritzker announced yesterday basketball was being reclassified as a high-risk sport. But the IHSA sees it differently. Sports Director Scott Leber joins us now with more on that. Scott.
Yeah, Mimi and Eric, there are two very differing viewpoints on this topic. Is it safer to put the season on hold until COVID numbers decrease, or is it better for the student athletes' well-being that they have a season? The IHSA Board of Directors met today and they agreed with the latter. The kids need to play. The IHSA believes it has the proper safety protocols in place to keep the kids safe. And IHSA Executive Director Craig Anderson says you also have to consider the mental health of the kids, not simply their physical health.
We get reports, and I've heard reports of kids suffering and suicide and those kind of things. So, all of this wraps up into some deep concern about re-engaging kids. And I can't tell you the number of emails I had gotten from parents throughout the fall and continuing where it is a concern.
Today's decision by the IHSA does not sit well with the governor. We'll learn about his reaction later in sports. Eric and Mimi?
Thanks, Scott. We'll see you a little bit later. Another Illinois region goes into mitigation starting Saturday. 8 of the state's 11 regions will be under some sort of COVID-19 restrictions. They're all highlighted on your screen. Our region, Region 1, is still the only area under Tier 2. Region 9, Lake and McHenry counties join the other Chicago suburbs with no indoor service at bars and restaurants. The IDPH says hospitalizations are surging there. It's 3 times higher than last month and 5 times higher than June.
Rockford police arrest a man after he crashes into a utility pole. According to investigators, Scope officers tried to pull over 25-year-old Deshaun Montgomery last night near State and Smith Avenue. That's when police say Montgomery took off. The 25-year-old eventually crashed near Hutchins Avenue and Shaw Street. Police say they recovered a discarded handgun. Montgomery faces charges including aggravated unlawful use of a weapon and fleeing to elude.
The attorney for the man shot by Rockford police after a high-speed chase earlier this month calls for more transparency in the investigation. 21-year-old Tyrese Jones's legal team also released 4 eyewitness affidavits from people who saw the officer-involved shooting. In the statements, 2 witnesses claim they have not been interviewed by the Winnebago County Integrity Task Force. Jones's attorney called the shooting of his client a, quote, textbook definition of excessive force.
I would hope at this point in time, if I, with my limited resources, was able to get these affidavits and get them out to the public, I would hope the task force, with their own resources, which have to be greater than mine, can do the same thing too.
The task force is still investigating the shooting. Charges in the case have yet to be announced. Jones is scheduled to appear in court November 24th.
Rockford Public Library is closing 2 branches and will move some resources online. The Rock River branch on 11th Street and the Rockton Center location are both leased and will close. 11 staff members will lose their jobs. The board chose this option over laying off 27 people and only being open 3 days a week. They are adding a mobile library that can go into different communities with services like book drop-off, Wi-Fi, and classes. The Rockford Public Library is also expanding its digital resources, as well as allowing people to check out Chromebooks.
The Rockford Area Convention and Visitors Bureau scores 2 national sports awards.
RACVB administrators tell Ari Bruckman what the organization needs to do to fund continued success.
The Rockford Area Convention and Visitors Bureau worked tirelessly last year to bring thousands of out-of-town guests to Rockford. Now, They find themselves winners of 2 awards from the Sports Event Tourism Association.
Anytime you get recognized with a national award from your peers, it's important, and I think it's a reflection of a lot of great work that's been previously done.
The RACVB was awarded the locally created event of the year for Jurassic Park Rockford, the watch parties for Fred VanVleet and the Raptors, and event marketing campaign of the year for hosting the first ever Olympic table tennis trials in the city.
They're the only one to win 2 awards among all members this year, and that's remarkable. That's a great tribute to the staff there.
While COVID has made it a struggle financially, Nick Povolitis says they can handle this and will continue to build on their success.
We're going to keep being gritty. We're going to keep leveraging our social channels. We're going to keep leveraging the relationships that we've built now for a long, long time, about 35, 40 years now we've been in existence, and keep building on it and be proud of where we've been and really just continue to ride out the storm.
The message from the Visitors Bureau to the State Line area is clear. We work for you.
What we want from the community is to be reciprocated, right? Like we're marketing the Rockford area on behalf of the tourism industry and the hospitality industry. We value the experts and the professionals within that industry that we've got that live and work and play here. We really want to do them proud.
Reporting in Rockford for your home team, I'm Ari Bruckman.
With fall settling in, cold temperatures are inevitable.
Carpenter's Place's executive director shows Dylan Sraki what changes her organization's made for the winter to help vulnerable Rockford residents during the pandemic.
Local shelters say they want to help as many people as possible stay warm this winter, but are limited in what they can do safely because of COVID-19. At the Rockford Rescue Mission, only the top bunk of each bunk bed is being used, and overflow guests can no longer sleep on floor mats. The Rescue Mission plans to set up 40 cots to create a new sleeping area, but still expect to reach capacity at some point this winter. Carpenter's Place Daytime Shelter normally can accommodate 100 people, but that number is down to 35 in order to follow social distancing.
During the summer, we still had people coming that wouldn't be able to quite get in, but it felt much better than knowing they were outside and it was still nice weather. As it turns cold, this is just a real challenge for us.
Larrick believes there is a community need for more shelter space, but says in the meantime, donations of hats, boots, and jackets are essential to keeping people warm. Reporting in Rockford for your home team, I'm Dylan Sraki.
Now, your first warn weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
A live look with our Mercy Sky Track camera out up in Beloit, Wisconsin this evening. You can actually see some of that clearing and the sunshine we had from earlier today on the horizon to our north. But that cloud cover continues to increase, and it'll leave our skies mostly cloudy here as we go through the night tonight. 46 in Janesville, 43 one of the cool spots in Freeport, 42 though down in Rochelle. We're 45 in Dixon and 43 right now out in Galena. Not much of a wind for us, but still knocking the wind chill factor down just a touch. Clouds increase thanks to an area of low pressure. That low that brought wintry weather, ice and snow to parts of the south, Texas and Oklahoma. Same thing for Kansas too the last couple of days. You can actually see that moisture in the form of rain really blossoming over the last few hours from Kansas to Missouri to southern Illinois and Indiana and out through Tennessee and Kentucky. We also have to look a little bit further to the south. Hurricane Zeta made landfall here this afternoon as a high-end Category 2 hurricane. This continues to quickly zip on shore here this evening. Winds coming down, but just a little bit from 110 now down to 105 miles per hour. Still continuing to the north and northeast at 25 miles per hour. Pressure very low at 973 millibars. This will stay mostly to our east and southeast. Now, some of this moisture does get tugged northward, but look, we don't see a lot of that in the days to come. So this really means things are going to stay pretty dry for us, not only going into the weekend, but also as we head into early next week. Some heavy rainfall down along the south, and then opposite of that tropical system, you've got the heavy rain potential across parts of southern Missouri, Illinois, and Indiana with that cutoff low pressure system. Now, the reason most of that moisture is going to stay to our south, because we get this big chunk of cold air coming in behind a cold front that'll be moving through tonight. So what that cold front is going to do, shift our wind tonight to the north. The wind is going to pick up, so it does get a little windy tomorrow, and that's probably going to be our biggest obstacle for our Thursday You've got the wind, and then we've got the cloud cover, and unfortunately that is going to keep our temperatures next couple of days in the 40s. So it's going to feel cool here. 47, our temperature, our weather watcher, I should say, Jim is checking in here with this evening out in Rockford, dew point number 25. So still pretty dry out there. So even as that moisture tries to lift northward, it's kind of battling some of that drier air. Mostly cloudy skies to kick off our Thursday. It is going to be windy tomorrow. Temperatures only climb into the mid 40s for the afternoon. Now, there will be some sprinkles, a few light showers to our east, and some of those might kind of glide in our direction as we head through the noon hour, but we'll hang on to a mostly cloudy sky. Might see the cloud cover break just a little bit briefly Thursday into Friday, but I do believe we're going to see the clouds come back in. And the reason for that is because we keep with that northwesterly flow, and there's actually a little disturbance that works in from the northwest. Again, we dry out, so not expecting any precipitation from that. Likely we'll see some of that cloud cover hang on as we head through at least the first half of our day on Friday. So 36 degrees will be about 10 degrees warmer than what we woke up to this morning, but the offset and downside to that is the cloud cover. 47 for tomorrow afternoon, but when you factor in the wind, it'll feel a little cooler there. We're 47 degrees on Friday, up to 59 though. Does get a little windy Saturday, Sunday. We keep nudging that temperature down. Sunday's going to be a blustery day and could see some cloud cover for a time too. Same thing on Monday, but the return, guys, Tuesday, Wednesday, our temperatures climb back near 60.
Now, the Napleton Sports Desk with Sports Director Scott Lepper.
High school basketball teams are celebrating today. The IHSA says it will allow the season to go on as scheduled. Practices will begin November 16th. Games can begin November 30th. The IHSA made this decision despite the move yesterday by Governor Pritzker and the Illinois Department of Public Health to reclassify basketball as a high-risk sport instead of a medium-risk sport. IHSA board members met today. They say there's just not enough evidence that basketball is dangerous to play despite the rising COVID cases in the state. They point to how successful the fall sports have been and how successful fall contact days have been for football and for other sports.
We really didn't have any indications, and I don't know that anybody could point to circumstances where that went poorly or cases were spiking as a result of that activity. We've reached a point where we really need to do something that is student centered and get these students back competing. And in their opinions, we can do it safely. And I think that's where collectively the board, through their discussions, really landed on, this is the time.
It'll be up to the schools whether or not they will allow their basketball teams to compete this winter. And those players who do compete will have to wear masks during play, and they'll have to social distance on the benches. Whether or not any fans will be allowed to attend games is yet to be determined. This decision might not be final. The governor sent out a warning message today to the IHSA and its schools. He said, "We've told school districts what the rules are, and I think they all know. They would probably be taking on legal liability if they went ahead and moved beyond what the state has set as the mitigation standard." The high school wrestling season will not go on as scheduled. The IHSA has moved that sport from the winter season to the shortened summer season. It'll start in mid-April and run to the end of June. These low-risk winter sports will go on as scheduled: boys swimming and diving, boys and girls bowling, competitive cheerleading, competitive dance, and gymnastics. Local basketball players and coaches are ecstatic over the news. Hononegah boys coach Mike Miller is one of them.
Yeah, I was thrilled. Obviously, you got bad news and you were, heartbroken yesterday, but, I'm an old guy. My dance moves aren't really what they used to be, but as soon as I got the news, I cranked up YouTube, and we had some Cool in the Gang celebration going on, and there was some happy dancing going on at Hononegah High School.
All right, well, the COVID problems grow worse, though, by the day for the Wisconsin Badgers and their football program. Now a total of 12 members of the program have tested positive. 6 of them are players, 6 are staff members, and 1 of them is head coach Paul Chryst. According to Big Ten protocols, all of them will have to sit out 21 days. The Badgers game at Nebraska this Saturday has been canceled. It will not be made up. Chryst says he personally feels well with no symptoms, and he is isolating at home. The university won't release the names of the players who tested positive in order to protect their privacy. That's sports. We'll be right back.
Our first warning interactive radar brought to us by Rockford Auto Glass and More. We've got dry skies now, but our cloud cover that continues to increase for us this evening. And you see a couple of rain showers that have been down to the south, kind of working in from the north. Most of this is going to stay to our south here as we go through the night tonight, but can't completely rule out a sprinkle or maybe a light shower as we head into tomorrow morning. Temperatures, though, staying in the 40s for the afternoon, and winds will be picking up too. We'll keep with the cloud cover through at least the first half of the day on Friday. Still in the 40s, but up to 59, a little breezy on Saturday. Drop in the temperatures, though, for Sunday, but we're in the 60s next week.
Quite a bit of up and down on that 7-day. Thanks, Candace.
And thanks for watching. We'll see you at 10.
Stay safe.